I mean, let's start with, I guess, the macro markets here.
I think the big thing on everyone's mind from a like markets perspective is energy prices. You could be in a scenario where oil prices, which are already high, could go even higher. And natural gas prices are also really high right now, and that affects obviously like heating, which is really important, especially in Europe. Like in Germany, they're highly dependent on that. But also natural gas is used for electricity production. We all thought we'd sort of bottomed out, but I think with concerns like we have right now that it could continue to play out where you may be in a more of a risk-off environment because there's so much uncertainty around how this could play out.
We put on some hedges. Instead of expiring like in a week, we changed them to expire like in a month from now, just because the next several weeks we just feel the markets could remain volatile.
Well, one encouraging thing I did see just this morning, though, was Chinese President Xi Jinping finally kind of weighed in with some strong comments saying that the goal should really be for both sides to de-escalate, and that they would work with both sides to kind of facilitate that.
I mean, last week we saw some news with Elon. He sent tons of Starlink terminals to Ukraine, and even followed up with some tweets saying like, hey, make sure you camouflage it lightly and stuff. This greatly increases the key man risk of Elon Musk.
On the one hand, I just want to commend him, but yeah, it certainly comes with some risk. Taking an adversarial stance against Putin has been historically bad for your health.
Elon also commented on ramping up oil and gas.
In most wholesale markets, I should say, the kind of clearing cost for all electricity is typically set at like the marginal price for a natural gas plant. Essentially, there's like a physical characteristic of gas plants that's called like the heat rate. And it's essentially how efficient is this plant at converting natural gas into electricity. So there's a very real direct correlation to energy prices and the cost of natural gas. I do think that it does make sense to, kind of increase extraction in the short term of oil and gas, but that's not a popular opinion. I worked in renewables. I think we should be doing all we can to transition to them. But I think if we say, all right, renewables no matter what, and you make the cost of electricity go up by 10x, then you've got the unintended consequence of like increases in poverty.
Tesla business strength seems to be doing well. The stock, flip-flops with the market volatility, obviously. I mean, I think their Chinese factories are going to continue to do really well. I wouldn't be buying short-term options on the delivery numbers for April. That's all I'm saying. I don't see that happening unless Canadian governments tried to really woo Elon and Tesla somehow.
A lot of space companies were trying to kind of wean themselves off of Soyuz and Russian launch services, and this may be just the accelerant needed to really benefit new emergent players.
I think Roblox is a great company. We're still holding the stock, and I think long term it's great, but the leaps is only like a 1 or 2 year time frame, and I'm not confident. It's possible the macro market adjusts and growth tech stocks come in favor in 6 months, or it's also possible that it could take a few years until macro markets swing back towards tech and growth stock.
I think you need to differentiate between what's called the exploration and production, or E&P side of the energy business, and that's what Elon is saying needs the investment right now, and we need to do what we can to extract more from existing wells and resources.
At some point it will happen, and when it does happen, I think it does kind of open the door for a new set of institutional investors to come into Tesla.
The simple answer is you have the option to power it directly from the sun. If you have solar panels, you can convert that electricity directly to fuel for your car.
It's reassuring to know that I made some good decisions by staying away from some stocks.
Something we didn't do that I wish we would have done in retrospect is, we took a pretty deep dive into hedging some of our gains around like the November, December timeframe. Of course, when the market had just absolutely tanked after that, would have been, great to do in retrospect. It's very hard to hedge gains in either a tax efficient manner or in a capital efficient manner.